It was early one morning, and the young man stepped out of the room for a moment, and she waited patiently for him to come back. Suddenly, the door opened and someone entered the room, but it wasn't the young man. She trembled as she looked at her worst nightmare who stood before her. "I thought I told you not to move," the man said. "No, please go away," she said. "No, not until I've finished what I started," the man said. "No, please don't," she said. "There's nothing you can do. We're out here all alone, and there's no one here to stop me," the man said. Suddenly, the young man stepped into the room. "That's where you're wrong," the young man said. The man suddenly seemed surprised and angry, and he turned and looked at the young man. "I'm here, and I will stop you," the young man said. "You," the man said. "You will not hurt her. Let her go," the young man said. "What are you going to do about it?" the man said. The young man didn't respond. "Look at you trying to be the hero. You put on this act like you're so innocent, but she doesn't know everything now, does she?" the man said. The young man didn't respond. "Does she?" the man said. "Father, I'm asking you to stop this," the young man said. "Why?" the man said. "Because this isn't solving anything," the young man said. "I think you should stay out of my way and let me do what I came here to do," the man said. "What did you come here to do?" the young man asked. The man didn't respond. The young man acted quickly and shoved his father, knocking him down to the floor. Then he rushed over to her, took her hand, and the two of them rushed out of the room. Then the two of them stopped, and the young man looked her in the eyes as he spoke to her. "I want you to take the keys and get out of here. Don't look back," the young man said. He then gave her the keys. "No," she said. "You have to go," the young man said. "What about you?" she asked. The young man said nothing. No, I'm not leaving without you," she said. "You must go. It's the only way. This is your chance to be free. This time, do as I say. Leave this place and don't look back. Never once think about coming back for me," the young man said. "I don't want to leave without you," she said. "It has to be this way," the young man said. "But he might kill you," she said. "If you don't leave, then he will kill you, and I don't want that to happen. Now please go," the young man said. She turned, and she was about to leave, but then she stopped for a moment. She turned and looked at him with tear-filled eyes, and then she gave him a kiss goodbye. She rushed outside while the young man went back into the room where his father was. His heart sank when he noticed that he was no longer there, and the window was open. "No," the young man said. He rushed outside where he found both of them. "Father, let her go," the young man said. "No," the man said. "Please don't do this. Take me instead. Do what you will with me, but don't do anything to her. She did nothing to you," the young man said. "No," she said. "It's me that you want." "Is it not?" the young man said. "I want to finish what I started," the man said. "Leave her out of it. She did nothing to you. Please, let her go," the young man said. The man reluctantly let her go before he started to walk toward the young man. "If I didn't know any better, I would think that you have feelings for her," the man said. The young man said nothing. "Do you think you deserve her? Do you think that you deserve any kind of happiness?" the man asked. The young man didn't respond. "Did you think that you would get off that easily?" the man asked. The young man fought back tears as he remained silent. "You can masquerade as a hero all you want, son, but it changes nothing. Nothing that you'll ever do will ever undo the mess that you made. I promise that I will make you pay for what you did. I'm going to make you regret the day you were born," the man said. "I already do," the young man said. With an expression of anger on her face, she took a few steps toward the man. "Leave him alone," she said. I suggest you stay out of this, the man said. Please go, the young man said. I'm not leaving without you, she said. The man glanced at her from the corner of his eye, and then he knocked his son down. Stop it, she said. She shoved the man, and then she rushed over to the young man. Are you all right? She asked. Just then the man took hold of her. You should have left while you had the chance, the man said. Then he stabbed her, and she fell down to the ground. No, the young man said. The man looked at his son angrily as he spoke. Do you see what you caused? This is all your fault, the man said. The young man's eyes filled with tears as he looked at her. He tried to rush over to her, but the man took hold of him. Don't listen to him. It's not your fault. He's a monster, she said. Oh, but it is his fault. It's all his fault. All he had to do was stay out of it and mind his own business, but he couldn't even do that, the man said. Then he looked at his son angrily. Isn't that right, son? You can't do anything right, the man said. Stop it! Stop yelling at him, she said. The young man broke free from his father, and then he tried to make his way over to her, but then his father took hold of him and slammed him into a tree. What do you think you're doing, little man? The man asked. She needs help, the young man said. No, I have you both right where I want you. I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I finished what I started, and in the process, I hit you where it hurt, which is most delightful because I want you to suffer tremendously. As for you, I'd suggest you keep your mouth shut if you know what's good for you, or else you'll be next, the man said. Is that a threat, father? The young man asked. What do you think? The man said. Go ahead. I'd be better off, the young man said. His father scoffed. No, death would be too good for you. You're not getting off that easily. I'd rather make you suffer, and that's what I plan to do, and I will enjoy every minute of it, the man said. No, she said. The man ignored her as he took his son away. What about her? You can't just leave her like that. She needs help, the young man said. The man didn't respond, and it was obvious that he did not care. The young man started to cry as he was taken further away from her. No, no, you can't do this. You can't leave her like that. She'll die, the young man said. The man didn't respond, even as his son tried to break free from him. Please stop, the young man said. The man didn't respond as he continued to take his son away. Then the young man broke free from his father and he shoved him, knocking him down before he tried to get to her. But it was no use. The man got back up and knocked his son out, and then he took him away. After that, he returned to his victim, who was unresponsive at that time. He glanced around until he spotted an old hollow tree. The man took his victim and hid her in the tree. Then he glanced around one last time before he started to walk away, and he did not look back as he left his victim behind.